Hello, everybody. As we've just been reminded by that photo, all fishermen have a story. Almost every fisherman that you will ever meet will have some story to tell. We call them fisherman's tales, okay? Fisherman's stories. Some person will say, "Oh, I caught a 50-pounder, and just as I was pulling him up, he got away." Yeah, or another one would say, "Yeah, I caught a 60-pounder, and he broke my net or my fishing rod." So basically, every fisherman has a story. And I want to tell you about a strange fisherman that had a story. But it wasn't a story about fishing, it was a story about drowning. Can you picture a fisherman drowning? But this is what happened. A fisherman was drowning, and not just drowning, but in front of all his friends. Worse. So he had a leader. This fisherman was very different, unusual fisherman. He wasn't so much into fishing anymore. He had a leader, and his leader was what I call a futurist. So now we have a fisherman, a futurist, and friends. And this fisherman was in the boat with his friends, and his leader, the futurist, a futurist goes where no one has gone before. A futurist does things that have not been done before. Okay? And this futurist decided to walk on top of water. This fisherman wanted to be like his leader. This is natural. So he asked the leader, "Can you do it?" The leader said, "Yes, come on, come to me on the water." The leader was a little bit away from the boat where the fisherman and his friends were. So he jumps out of the boat, starts to walk on the water too. And all of a sudden, he got distracted and started to drown, started to sink, right? Started drowning. Now, here's what's the key to this video, or what the point I'm trying to make. Be the person out of the boat. In an organization, if you're in a business or in a job, it might be your business, or you might be just an employee, or in any organization. You could be in a church, you could be a member of a mosque or a temple. And the leader, the imam, or in a church, let's say an apostle, prophet, a visionary. In a business, it will be the entrepreneur or the CEO, such people. The people that go to the future and then come back and tell the others what they've seen, or do what they've seen. Now, it looks crazy at first to everyone else, but if it works out, then everybody says, "Oh, this guy is, great, or very smart, or very clever." But there are some others who have the habit of criticizing such people that go to the future and come back. "Oh, that will never work." But they go quiet when it does work. You don't see them. Now, these are the kind of people that stay in the boat. So what happened to this fisherman? This fisherman, when he drowned, he cried out to his leader, "Help me, save me." And his leader stretched out his hand, pulled him up, and then gave him feedback on his performance, gave him a performance review. He said, "You would have been able to come all the way to me if you had done this. Okay? So he helped him up, and then he built him up. He gave him information that made him better. Whereas those in the boat are just waiting to see what's going to happen. Possibly, we don't know for sure, but according to the story, they definitely didn't get out of the boat. But we don't know for sure. Maybe they were criticizing or saying what's he thinking, or but the point is that be the person out of the boat, because the people in the boat usually will be criticizing. There will be people who find out that the greatness in someone, in a futurist, when it's too late at the end. I mean, what happened is that this fisherman recognized the value of his futurist leader immediately, before everyone else. And later on, he went on to be a great leader himself. But the friends in the boat, so remember, we have futurists, friends, fishermen. The friends in the boat, when everything was finished, so the futurist walked on the water, the fisherman walked on the water, then the futurist saved the life of the friend, the fisherman, and gave him advice and feedback. Then the friends in the boat, "Oh, wow, this futurist is amazing. He's a great person, and started complimenting him and saying who he is. That's like, that's like, reading the newspaper to find out which stocks to buy. It's too late if you're using the newspaper. You have to have inside information. You have to know ahead of time. So if you're in an organization, try not to be the one, any kind of organization, at work, business, church, and especially, here's another point before we close, is, these people, these futurists, will often make mistakes. They can stumble because they're out there in the risky zone. They go into dangerous territory to prepare the way for many others. And so if you see an apostle or a prophet or a leader in the church fall, or a CEO or a director makes a bad business decision, or whatever organization you're in, and a family, the parents might do something that doesn't seem, whatever. If they fail, if it doesn't work out, do not criticize them. Be the one that stretches out the hand, not to point, yeah, but stretches out the hand to help them up. And if you're in a position and your feedback is valued and you're in a position to give it, you give that feedback. So this futurist, stretched out the hand to help up his follower and then built him up. You see, that's what love does. And if everybody in the world does this, the world will be a better place. Creativity will flow. People will not be afraid to step out of the box, to go into the future and then come back and implement. So be the person that steps out of the boat. Yeah, don't be in the boat. It's boring in the boat, trust me. And the people that are surrounded, that's a negative environment. And they will not achieve much until they decide also to step out of the boat. So let's also be very careful, like I said, don't pull down leaders, visionaries, pioneers, entrepreneurs, parents, all the leaders of society, the apostles, the prophets, the pastors in the churches, the imam in the temple, or whoever. Just see where are they going. Try to be the one that encourages. So when you're out of the boat, you can be a futurist and you can support other potential futurists yourself, and the whole world will be a better place. So fishermen, friends, and futurists. Have a nice day, my friend.